We are here today to celebrate the 110th anniversary of the Tuscarawas County Public Library System. The history of the Tuscarawas County Public Library System begins with 5 women's literary clubs who saw the need for a library and formed the Union Club Library Association in 1901. Each lady paid $1 per year for her membership. Nellie Stockwell, pictured here, was selected as the first librarian, and the books were housed in her home at 147 East High Avenue. From these beginnings, and with the advocacy from the women's clubs, the library became the New Philadelphia Public Library in 1905, supported by the City of New Philadelphia. In 1909, the city could no longer support the library, and the New Philadelphia School Board took charge of it, moving it into the Wenger Building at 210 West High Avenue that is pictured here. With a desire for a building of its own, the New Philadelphia Public Library passed a bond levy in 1915 to purchase the western half of the old Polson homestead property adjacent to the land where a post office was to be built. More than 20 years later, the library where we stand now was opened on February 12, 1937, in the depths of the Great Depression, thanks to a PWA grant and passage of a bond issue for matching funds. The circulation desk pictured here greeted many customers as they came up the front steps. The adult department was housed in the room we now stand in, while the children's department was housed in the western room where we now house magazines and audiovisual materials. These boys sit in the children's department, and if you look closely, you will see the courthouse visible through the library's windows. Downstairs were offices and a large auditorium with a stage for use by the library and the public. The New Philadelphia Public Library always strived to meet the needs of the community it served. In 1936, the state of Ohio selected the New Philadelphia Public Library to provide the Tuscarawas County Library Extension Service and administer library service to areas of the county that did not have local libraries. Library staff here are working in the County Extension Department to prepare the deposit collections that we're taking out into the county. From the Extension Service, the branches were created: the Strasburg Library in 1936, the Tuscarawas Village branch in 1937, the Bolivar branch in 1940, and the Sugar Creek branch in 1966. In 1949, with a grant from the Reeves Foundation, the library purchased its first bookmobile, thereby providing a movable collection which could be taken anywhere in the county. At a time when schools did not have their own libraries, the bookmobile filled this community need by making stops at the schools throughout the county. The first children's story time started in 1922, but the baby boom of the 50s and 60s created an increased public demand for children's library services. Children's story times were enjoyed by children of all ages, and circulation of children's items increased dramatically during this time period. The library was a favorite place for many children during the late 50s and 60s. Children enjoyed the increasing volumes of children's books and magazines as they participated in summer reading festivities at the library that was now known as the New Philadelphia Tuscarawas County District Library. Another community need arose in 1962 when the Kent State University Academic Center, which was holding classes at New Philadelphia High School, needed library facilities for its students. The library answered the call by providing academic library space for the students and academic collection within the auditorium of the library's basement. This agreement continued until 1968, when the classes in the library moved to a newly built structure on University Drive. At this time, the public library's children's department took over the basement auditorium space. By the late 80s, every inch of the original building was utilized. The Tuscarawas County Public Library, as it was then named, was literally bursting at the seams. The library went to the public with a request for a bond issue in order to renovate and to add an addition to the 1937 building. In August of 1991, the renovated library with its new addition opened with architecture that was true to the time period of the original building. The new facility which we stand in today offered many improvements, including meeting space, an elevator, ample seating, an enlarged children's department, and increased shelving and public seating for the adult department. The 2 decades since this new building was dedicated have seen tremendous growth in library use and expansion in our materials and services as we strive to meet the changing needs of the community. Programming, for instance, has grown exponentially during these 2 decades. Programs for children from babies and toddlers to school-age kids are enjoyed by the community. Teens can choose among monthly clubs and special programming such as line dancing, twilight parties, and Monopoly tournaments. In addition, the library reaches out to underserved teens with special programming at the Attention Center and alternative schools. Adults enjoy monthly book clubs and an array of special programs including crafts, cooking, guest speakers, and author visits in person and through Skype. No one is left out of the fun. There truly is a program for everyone at our library. As the Hispanic population within our community increased, our library recognized a need for materials not only for those new community members, but also for the educators and volunteers who are working with our Hispanic population. Our library responded with a collection of Spanish and English as a second language materials and began partnering with schools and community agencies who were also serving this population. Further, the library began hosting an annual cultural celebration called El Dia de los Niños to promote its bilingual collection and aid cultural awareness within the county. As pictured here, Hispanic and non-Hispanic families come each April to enjoy a celebration of books, kids, and culture. Computers were not new to our library before the 90s. After all, we did have an Apple IIe available for the public in the 80s. But with the internet added to our services in 1996, computer use at the library soared. Today we offer public computers as well as wireless internet connection at all our locations. In addition, we have a mobile training lab where we offer free technology-related training from basic computers to Facebook and genealogy searching classes. Computer services and technology-related programs are available for our younger patrons as well. The children's area of all 5 of our locations include early literacy computers equipped with educational games for children as young as 18 months. Recognizing that these young people do and must approach information differently than the young people who used our libraries decades ago, we feel it is important to provide these kids with programs that are rich in technology. Laptops and iPads are not an unusual occurrence in our children's programs. In the picture at the top, kids are enjoying a children's program exploring Google Earth using iPads and laptops. When the women of the Union Club Library Association began in 1901, the vision of the women was to create a place where books, the primary source of information at the time, could be shared freely among the community. The source of information has expanded during those 110 years to include audio, visual, and computer resources. Formats have come and gone through the decades, and our library has strived to stay in tune with the changing needs of the public. Today there is something for everyone at the library: books, music, movies, games, magazines, and computer access. We have embraced digital technology, both in audio and e-book format. Still, you can visit your library and take home a handful of books, too. I think Nellie Stockwell and the ladies of the Union Club Library Association would be proud. You may have seen the word geek around town in relation to the library. We use the word geek as a verb. It means to love or be passionate about something. There are pictures here on the wall today of staff members and what they geek, and this picture shows many of our staff standing outside this building sharing what they geek for the camera. The idea of this awareness campaign is that whatever you geek, your library supports you. When I look back over the 110 years of the Tuscarawas County Public Library, I can easily say that our library geeks serving its community.